You're good at anticipating the human mind. It leaves nothing to chance.
Welcome to CineFact, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 5 smartest and dumbest movie villains. So let's start with the smartest movie villains. For this list, we'll be looking at the most dastardly and intelligent big screen villains of all time. However, we won't be including any anti-heroes, only protagonists that are full-on villainous. Since we're talking general plotlines, we are issuing a spoiler warning. Number 5. Khan Noonien Singh, Star Trek franchise.
Khan Noonien Singh is the most dangerous adversary the Enterprise ever faced. He is brilliant, ruthless, and he will not hesitate to kill.
If Spock says he's the most dangerous villain the Enterprise crew ever faced, you know Khan has the brains to match the brown. Khan is one of many genetically engineered superhumans. Of course, with that great power comes an extreme thirst for more. Khan is so ambitious. He gained leadership over others like him and took over part of Earth before becoming an immense threat to the larger universe later.
Surely I have made my meaning plain. I mean to avenge myself upon you, Admiral. I've deprived your ship of power, and when I swing around, I mean to deprive you of your life.
An alternate reality version of him is no less dangerous, where he's woken from cryogenic sleep to aid Starfleet. But with his immense intelligence and cunning nature, he nearly takes it down from the inside all by himself.
Well, Kirk, seems apt to return you to your crew. After all, no ship should go down without her captain.
Number 4. Helmut Zemo, Captain America Civil War. Many MCU villains, even some of the smarter ones, try to defeat their heroes physically. What makes Zemo from Civil War so interesting and why he's actually successful is that he doesn't.
An empire toppled by its enemies can rise again, but one which crumbles from within, that's dead. Forever.
Seeking vengeance for the death of his family in Sokovia, Zemo works to turn the Avengers against each other. He operates in the shadows, framing Bucky for the murder of King Wakandan T'Chaka and activating him as a Winter Soldier with his code words. While there was already tension within the group, Zemo knew exactly which buttons to press to make the team crumble from within. And it's because of him that Earth defenders are divided when Thanos comes knocking. Number 3. The Joker, The Dark Knight. Despite being armed to the teeth with nifty gadgets and being a bona fide genius in his own right, Batman has a tough time keeping up with this version of the clown prince of crime. Heath Ledger's interpretation comes with the unpredictable nature we've seen in other versions, but he's chaotic in multiple ways, playing for the bigger picture and not caring about wealth.
It's not about money, it's about sending a message.
As the Joker murders city officials and bluffs his way through outsmarting the Dark Knight, it's hard not to be blown away. There's no way for Batman to know what he's going to do next because there's no other criminal like him. The Joker has always been conniving and anarchical, with both qualities on excellent display here.
See, madness, as you know, is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
Number 2. John Kramer, Saw franchise. If you've planned for several movies worth of events following your death, chances are you're pretty sharp.
You're good at anticipating the human mind. It leaves nothing to chance.
John Kramer, aka Jigsaw, had an epiphany following a near-death experience. He found an appreciation for life and wanted to instill it in others. Like some sort of twisted, hands-on motivational speaker, he tries to teach others by placing them in complex death traps.
Most people are so ungrateful to be alive. But not you. Not anymore.
The civil engineering that goes into these elaborate setups has to be admired, even if the result is horrific. While he's alive, he consistently fools the police, and after his death in Saw 3, he is shown to still be pulling some strings posthumously.
You think it's the living that will have ultimate judgment over you, because the dead will have no claim over your soul.
Number 1. Dr. Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal Lecter franchise. This well-spoken former psychiatrist has a fondness for mind games, which Clarice Starling becomes more than familiar within The Silence of the Lambs when she enlists his help to catch a serial killer.
Do you know what you look like to me with your good bag and your cheap shoes? You look like a rube. A well-scrubbed, hustling rube with a little taste.
He is shown to have a brilliant understanding of the criminal mind. It's just too bad he also loves the taste of human flesh. He helps Starling build a profile for the killer known as Buffalo Bill, but only in exchange for personal information, severely creeping her and us out.
If I help you, Clarice, it will be turns with us too. Quid pro quo. I tell you things, you tell me things. Not about this case, though. About yourself. Quid pro quo. Yes or no?
His true levels of horrifying genius are shown when he expertly plans and executes a prison escape. He has less screen time than most other villains, but what he does with that time is pure cinematic bliss.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye.
Which of these villains do you find the cleverest? Is there anyone we missed? Share your thoughts in the comments. So now, let's dive into the dumbest movie villains. For this list, we'll be looking at villains who have the most ridiculous plans or are just all around dumb. Number 5. Harry and Marv. Home Alone franchise. Home Alone's Kevin is definitely of above average intelligence when it comes to trickery and tomfoolery. But that doesn't change the fact that burglars, Marv and Harry, still got outsmarted by an 8-year-old.
Be a good little fella now and open the door.
All it really took to defeat these very dumb robbers were some cleverly placed traps and Christmas toys. At a certain point, they knew that Kevin had booby-trapped the house, and still they fell for every single trick.
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
And let's not forget that by flooding all the houses they hit, Marv led the police right to all of their crimes. Genius. And since they don't learn, Kevin even manages to get the best of them in the sequel as well. Number 4. Deacon Frost Blade. In the Blade universe, vampires have a truce with humans so that they can both coexist. But if it were up to Deacon Frost, vampires would rule the world.
We should be ruling the humans, not running around making back alley treaties with them.
He plans to be a vessel for the vampire god La Magra and turn all humans into vampires. Great plan for the world domination, except if there are only vampires, who will the vampires eat?
The cattle, pieces of meat.
Unlike many pop culture versions of vampires, the ones in Blade can't feed on animal blood. They need human blood to live. So how will the vampire super race survive without humans?
Deacon, not anymore.
Number 3. Dr. Evil Austin Powers franchise. Should we first talk about his plan to punch a hole in the ozone layer? Sorry to tell you, somebody already beat you to the punch. See what we did there? And then there's his plan to hold the world hostage for $1 million.
And we hold the world ransom for $1 million.
Of course, there's that whole not negotiating with terrorists thing, but even so, we think $1 million would be a small price to pay. His number 2 guy, literally named Number 2, had to tell him that that wasn't that much anymore.
$100 billion.
Clearly freezing himself for the previous 30 years left him kind of behind the times, and his later plans don't get any better.
Time machine. Why not just go back and kill Austin Powers when he's sitting on the crapper or something?
How about
No.
Number 2. Vic Hoskins' Jurassic World. First of all, it's bad enough that the park is even open after what happened in previous installments in this series. Do these people never learn from their mistakes? But this genius Hoskins thinks it's a good idea to try to train velociraptors to be used in war.
Come on. We're the same. We're dogs of war. We know that the military needs to reduce casualties.
He refuses to listen to Owen, the expert that he hired. Owen tells him that while the raptors can obey commands, they will never be tamed enough for what he wants. They're ancient natural predators.
We might have an opportunity here.
Why do these government types always think they can harness these kinds of power for their own needs?
Easy, boy. Easy. Hey.
It never works. It's only fitting he gets eaten by the same raptors he tried to control. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 1. Biff Tannen, Back to the Future. Just by his signature catchphrase alone, you can tell that this guy is not the brightest bulb around. Make like a tree and get out of here isn't quite right, Biff.
So why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
He's kind of like Gaston in the way that he thinks he's God's gift to women. And he also tries to woo Lorraine by harassing her. Great idea, guy. Not to mention the fact that he got outmaneuvered by a kid on a makeshift skateboard and tossed headfirst into a pile of horse manure.
I'm gonna get that son of a bitch.
He wasn't looking so smart then, and future Biff didn't get any smarter as he got older.
Now why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
It's leave, you idiot. Make like a tree and leave. You sound like a damn fool when you say it wrong.
All right then.
What do you think is the dumbest movie villain? Sound off in the comments. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from CineFact and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest video.